Welcome you to the VIHE and to this group of students. So I request everyone to be very attentive to Sankarshan Prabhu's teachings.
Shall I begin now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jata Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shcha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragadatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Shcho Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So, if we want to be successful in our spiritual life, we have to learn how to become determined. Without determination, we won't make it. I've been in this movement for 50 years, and I've seen him come and I've seen him go. Those who are determined, they stay, and those who are not, they're long gone, back into the clutches of Maya. So if you want to make it in this movement, if you want to make it in this pathway back to home, back to Godhead, you have to be determined. No matter what may happen, in all situations, pleasing, displeasing, pleasure, displeasure, pain, ecstasy, in every situation, I must remain steady on this pathway to develop my Krishna consciousness and to give Krishna consciousness to the suffering people of this world. There's a very nice verse in this connection to help us become actually understanding what is determination. This is Bhagavad Gita chapter 6, text number 24. Sa nischayena yuktavyo yoga nirvinna chetasa sankalpa prabhavan kamangs chakta sarvam asheshataha manasa vendriya gramam vinavyamya samandataha. One should engage oneself in the practice of yoga with determination and faith and not be deviated from the path. One should abandon without exception all material desires born of mental speculation and thus control all the senses on all sides by the mind. Prabhupada has given a very, very, very wonderful and powerful purport in this connection. The yoga practitioner should be determined and should patiently prosecute the practice without deviation. One should be sure of success at the end and pursue this course with great perseverance, not becoming discouraged if there's any delay in the attainment of success. Success is sure for the rigid practitioner. Sahan nishchayadharyat tat karma pravartanat sangat sangat sato vrite shabdir bhakti prasidhyati. One can execute the process of bhakti yoga successfully with full-hearted enthusiasm, perseverance, and determination by following the prescribed duties in the association of devotees and by engaging completely in activities of goodness. Upadeshamrita Siddhi. As for determination, one should follow the example of the sparrow who lost her eggs in the waves of the ocean. A sparrow laid her eggs on the shore of the ocean, but the big ocean carried away the eggs on its waves. The sparrow became very upset and asked the ocean to return her eggs. The ocean did not even consider her appeal. So the sparrow decided to dry up the ocean. She began to pick out the white on her small beak, and everyone laughed at her for her impossible determination. The news of her activity spread, and at last Garuda, the gigantic bird carrier of Lord Vishnu, heard it. He became compassionate toward his small sister bird, and so he came to see the sparrow. Garuda was very pleased with the determination of the small sparrow, and he promised to help. Thus Garuda at once asked the ocean to return her eggs, lest he himself take up the work of the sparrow. The ocean was frightened at this and returned the eggs. Thus the sparrow became happy by the grace of Garuda. Similarly, the practice of yoga, especially bhakti yoga in Krishna consciousness, may appear to be a very difficult job. But if anyone follows the principles with great determination, the Lord will surely help, for God helps those who help themselves. So we have to, so this sparrow is our Siksha Guru. Sanjay seems impossible to give up all this lust, anger, greed, madness, illusion, and envy that has kept us entangled in a cycle of birth and death for millions and billions and quadrillions of lifetimes. We're suffering like anything in this horrible quagmire of material existence, being bashed this way and bashed that way by the material modes of nature. It seems impossible. How am I ever going to get out of Maya? How am I ever going to come to the platform? Being to relish, purely relish, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Bhaktivinoda prays in that mood. When will that day be mine? Apadada Gucci, Shudaname Ruchi, Kripa Bole Hambe Hridoye Sunshine. When my offenses ceasing, taste for the name increasing, when in my heart will your mercy shine? Kambe hambe bolo when will that day be mine? Just see the determination of Bhaktivinoda. He's actually a fully realized soul, but he's putting himself in our position. We're nama paradis. We're committing so many offenses against the name. That's why we cannot see Krishna directly face to face. Pramanjana chidita bhakti vadachanena. We're just seeing the material energy out there because we're so full of offenses. So Bhaktivinoda is hankering, putting himself in our position. When will that day be? Hankering. When will that day be mine, when all offenses ceasing, taste for the name increasing? When in my heart will your mercy shine? So we have to have that determination. I am going to become Krishna's pure devotee. I don't care how long it takes, but I'm never going to give up my determination. I must become the pure devotee. And then there's the other side of it as well. It's like we sing, VIHE Nasingo Hridaye Nasingha. May Lord Nishingade be situated within my heart, killing all my bad propensities. So my mind becomes completely clean and I can bring peace to the entire world. So the devotee's determination is both within and without. He wants to become a pure devotee, qualified to see Krishna face to face. And he wants to become an empowered agent of Lord Chaitanya who will deliver the fallen souls of this world back to home, back to Godhead. You know, Prabhupada actually told us directly in Los Angeles in 1973 in the Bhagavatam class. He said, just become perfect in understanding and the understanding of this science and become guru and deliver the whole world. Wow. Can you imagine? Prabhupada orders to deliver the whole world. One is supposed to take the order of one's spiritual masters, one's life and soul. You mean, it's my duty to live in the world? Wow. So what kind of determination would it take to do that? So just imagine how determined we have to be. Just imagine drying up a whole ocean. How long that would take. One drop, we can calculate how many gallons of water there in the ocean and how big a drop is. How many drops of ocean water would it take removed from the ocean to dry up the ocean? To be a humongous number, billions, trillions, quadrillions, quintillions, a humongous number. It can be calculated mathematically. If you want to put into a computer how many zeros, it's like a miles of zeros, humongous number. So making this world Krishna conscious, delivering the world, whole world, is also such an awesome thing to do. So we have to be determined to awaken pure love of God within our hearts. We have to be determined to make Krishna consciousness movement the world religion. To make Krishna conscious the world religion. Prabhupada said we can actually do it. He told us many times. He said, he told us in Bombay back in 72, he said, as much as possible, read, chant, and preach. This is our life and soul, and if we keep this simple formula, there is no doubt we will be victorious wherever we go, and very soon we should become the only religion in the world. Wow, can you imagine? If the whole world is Krishna conscious. Well, this is what Prabhupada says we can accomplish. But we can only accomplish it to the extent that we awaken Krishna consciousness within our. So we have these dirty hearts full of lust, anger, greed, madness, illusion, envy. That is the problem. We can make the whole world Krishna conscious immediately. But we're not Krishna conscious. That's the problem. So we have to come out of this quagmire of material consciousness, thinking I'm the center of enjoyment. We still think we're the centers of enjoyment. That's the problem. We will say, oh yeah, Krishna is the center of enjoyment. Do we actually feel he's the center of enjoyment? No. We still feel that we're the center of enjoyment. We still base our happiness on whether my senses are satisfied. Isn't that an illusion? We are basing our happiness, are my senses satisfied? Is my mind satisfied? No. My senses can be suffering like hell. That's all right. It's Krishna's pleased, as Krishna's senses satisfied. We have to learn how to come to that consciousness. We have to be determined to come to that consciousness. What is it called? Krishna consciousness. You've heard that term before? Krishna consciousness? We have to understand what that actually means. It's not like, go to the temple, once a week, say a few prayers, take a little bit of. We don't want to make Krishna consciousness like Christianity. They call it Sunday. Remember, there's a term, Sunday go-to-meeting Christians. I mean, they would just engage in sinful activities all week long, doing all kinds of nonsense. And once a week they go and they sing some hymns in the church service. I think now I'm safe because I went to church on Sunday. Maybe they go once a year on Easter and on Christmas, twice a year. We don't want to make Krishna consciousness like that. It's some bogus so-called religious system. Krishna consciousness is the science of reawakening one's dormant, enlightened consciousness. The fact is, we're actually all living entities from the spiritual world. We're not in this material world. Each one of us is an eternal associate of Krishna and his fundamental pastimes in the spiritual world. That's who we actually are. We're not these bodies, we're not these minds. We're actually Jivara Swarupa Hoy, Krishnera Nityadas. The constitutional position of a living entity is the eternal servant of Krishna. So we got to get back, we got to get back to being who we actually are. Our philosophy is actually very simple. Know who you are and be who you are. The difficulty is We're still thinking I'm this body, and we're trying to enjoy these senses, my tongue, my belly, my genitals. How many devotees are actually fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness? That's our difficulty. We're not absorbed in Krishna consciousness. We put tilak on the forehead, we put on a dhoti or a sari, and we think we're Krishna conscious. Krishna consciousness means to actually realize who you are. I am the eternal servant of Krishna. And my only business in all times, places, and circumstances, 24 hours a day, is to think, speak, and act in such a way that gives Krishna unlimited pleasure. That's the actual position. We have to tune into Krishna constantly, at every second, at home, at work, in the commute, alone, with our friends, with our family, in every situation. We should be so absorbed in Krishna consciousness throughout the day that at night we dream about Krishna. That's how absorbed we should be. When we dream, we have Krishna conscious dreams. There's no break to our Krishna consciousness. 24/7. Always thinking, how can I please my beloved Krishna? He's so powerful. He's so beautiful. He's so renounced. He's so wealthy. He's so famous. He's so wise. Bhagavan, with unlimited opulences. He's so amazing. There's nobody more beautiful, nobody more powerful, nobody more renounced, no one more wealthy, no one more famous, no one more wise than my beloved Krishna. But let me always think about how I can please him. Let me be always connected with him, always remembering him. We have to realize that every thought, word, and deed simply be for his pleasure in every situation. Give up our foolish selfishness and trying to enjoy separately from Krishna. We're just torturing ourselves by doing that. Why torture ourselves? Is that intelligent to torture ourselves? But that's what we're doing. We continue torturing ourselves, trying to enjoy separately from Krishna. Time to beat with mind's shoes, you rascal. Stop trying to do this nonsense and enjoying separate from Krishna. I'm serious to awaken your Krishna consciousness. I remember one nice point one of my godbrothers used to preach, serious but jolly. He say about, sobriety or seriousness. I don't want to be too serious. So the difficulty is we're still frivolous. We're not taking the process seriously, soberly. But the actual fact is, you see, that this so-called happiness being frivolous, this is not happiness. This is a disease state. Frivolosity is a disease state. The real happiness is become very, very serious, very, very sober. That I am a total, complete rascal, asuram pav. That's why I've come here to try to enjoy separately from my Lord. I'm one of his associates in the spiritual world, but I made it because I was envious of his position as the supreme enjoyer. Now I've come here to try to enjoy separately. I've been going on here for millions of lifetimes, trying to enjoy in this way, in that way, in this way, in that way. What an incredibly ridiculous fool I actually am. We should feel really, really bad about how stupid we are, how fallen we are, how much I deviated from my beloved Lord. We should feel great remorse, great, great remorse of our fallen position. And then we should take advantage. Krishna says, Tadvidi pradipatena pariprashnena sevaya pratekshanti te jnanam jnanastadarshinaha. Just try to learn the truth by approaching the spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. which you take very seriously to find out a bona fide spiritual master, become initiated by him, become a sold out disciple. Say, well, I just want to be the Krishna's devotee. I don't want to be a disciple of another guru. Nah. I'll just be Krishna's devotee. But wait a minute. You really want to be Krishna's devotee? You want to be a devotee of your mind. Krishna says, Ye me bhakta jana partha, na me bhakta tate jana. Mad bhaktanam ye bhaktas, te me bhakta tamamata. My dear Arjun, the one who is my devotee, na me bhaktas, he is not my devotee, but the one who is the devotee of my devotee, he is my devotee. So you want to approach Krishna? Don't try to approach Krishna directly. You must approach Krishna through the transparent via medium of the bona fide spiritual master, otherwise Krishna will not accept you. You can try to approach him, but he will say, Tadvidi pranipatim. You have to accept the spiritual master. Is there some question? Somebody's talking now. I don't know why someone's coming in. Some sound. So in this way, we have to become very intelligent. We should take advantage of the Vedic scriptures, Shastra Chaksus. We should not see through our own mental interpretations. We should lay aside our own opinions, our own mental interpretations, and simply take the directions of Shastra as authoritative. Shastra Chaksus means one who sees through the eyes of scripture. Your eyes go bad, just like I see some of our people here, like I can see Ambika Devi Dashi. She has glasses. You see. Without her glasses, she can't see, everything's all fuzzy and all blurred out. You see. So we're all blurred out here in this material world. We can't see things properly. We have to see through the eyes of scripture, you see. Then we can see things correctly. Mm-hmm. So don't be an idiot and a fool and a rascal who tries to see through your own mental concoctions. See through the eyes of scripture, then you'll have proper vision. Otherwise, you're a blind man, a blind woman, a complete fool. You don't see through the eyes of scripture. Whenever you're confused and bewildered, just pick up one of Baba's books, see things through the eyes of scripture. Then you'll always be properly situated. And we get confused often. It's our nature to be very confused. Arjuna was bewildered and confused. Actually, Arjuna was a liberated soul. Why did Arjuna become so bewildered and confused? That was a pastime. He became bewildered and confused so that Krishna could speak the Bhagavad Gita for those of us who are actually bewildered and confused. Bhagavad Gita is spoken for us because we are bewildered, confused beings trying to enjoy separately from the Lord, like a fish trying to enjoy out of the water. A little fish gets washed up on the beach, and he's trying to enjoy in the sand, flapping around in agony on the beach. And he can't get back in the water. He's not able to. He may try to flap his way back, but the ocean is too far away. He's on the dry sand. The waves threw him way up on the dry land. He's in a very precarious position. His only hope is somebody comes by and picks him up and tosses him back in the water. So that's the spiritual master. The spiritual master comes, he picks us up and he tosses us back into the ocean of Krishna consciousness. So don't think by flapping around on the beach, you're going to become liberated. You won't be. Don't delude yourself into thinking you can become an enlightened soul on your own. It's not possible. Only by the mercy, combined mercy of Guru and Krishna, can the illusioned soul come back to as the actual Jivara Savrapahai Krishna Rajashadas position. So it's time for us to become intelligent. It's time for us to wake up. Just like Bhaktivinoda is calling, or actually Lord Chaitanya is calling. That song. Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago, Gora Chandra Bole, Koptanija Jao Maya, Pisachira Kole. Wake up, you living entities. Wake up, you fallen souls. How long will you sleep in the lap of the witch named Maya? That's our position. We're sleeping in Maya's lap, just having a good sleeping, 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 and Maya's like, yes, I can enjoy here in this material world. I don't need to become Krishna conscious. I can enjoy here, just eat, sleep, make the fan, enjoy. We're caught up in this nightmare of material existence, thinking we can somehow enjoy it. Can you imagine trying to enjoy a nightmare? How foolish that would be. But that's what we're trying to do. We're actually trying to enjoy a nightmare. So the spiritual master, the Vaishnavas, you see, they come. I know I was blessed here when Vaishnava came. His Holiness Vishnu Jana Swami, he came here to us. Here it actually, he came here, let's see if it shows up. Yeah, there it is. He came here to Austin in 1970. Here he is in the park. He had a little program down in the park. He set a blanket up. He had a picture. He set up a picture of there's Radha and Krishna and a cow. He put a garland on it, and he gave out a feast. He had a kirtan. And it was so wonderful. There was no temple. They just put a harmonium on a blanket. Got a some instruments, so buddies could join in the kirtan. Because the devotee took their time and trouble. Prabhupada had ordered him to open 10 centers. So he opened up Houston, and he came up here to Austin. And so the kindness of this devotee, His Holiness Vishnu Jana Swami, I got this, seeing how wonderful his life had become by becoming Prabhupada's disciple. Just hearing the way he would say the prayers of Prabhupada with so much feeling. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, the way he would say the obeisances, it was amazing. Amazing. So at that time, I was actually praying to God, please guide me how I can become your perfect servant. I was saying that Lord Jesus was the perfect example of a self-realized soul. I wanted to become like Jesus, so fully surrendered to the will of God, but I didn't know how to do it. I was praying, my daily prayer was, dear God, please guide me how I can become your perfect servant. So Krishna heard my prayer, and he sent Vishnu Jana Swami up here to Austin to show me how to become the perfect servant of God. Manmanam abhakto majajjiman namaskaru mamme vashashi yukpaivang atmanam matmarayana. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, offer obeisances, worship me, being fully absorbed in me, surely will come to me. Wow, how many times me is there? Me. And these persons say, well, not to the person, Krishna, to the unborn, the unmanifest that is within Krishna, is within you, within me, within the dog, within the cat, within the rat, within the mouse. What kind of nonsense is that? The Buddhists say that there is no self. Self is false. It's just void. So Prabhupada has come to destroy Nirvishesha Shunyavadi. It's impersonalism and voidism. The idea that I'm God, you're God, we're all God, that's impersonalism. There is no self, there is no God. Everything is simply void. That's Shunyavadi. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi. Paschatya means Western. Desha countries, Tarane, the living the Western countries which are so full of impersonalism and voidism. So I had gone through all those philosophies. Tried them, they didn't work. Impersonalism and voidism, they didn't work. I checked them out, but it took the association with the devotees of ISKCON, especially Vishnu Swami, to show me what is the actual way to come back to your actual position as a sold out servant of the servant of the servant of God. So we should all learn from those who are serving wonderfully this mission of Srila Prabhupada. We should learn from them. We should become initiated by one of them and take lessons from many of them. All those who are sincerely serving this mission of Srila Prabhupada, they're all our Siksha Gurus, you see. They're all showing us the way. You should see how these devotees are so sincerely serving Prabhupada's mission to make the whole world Krishna conscious, to awaken Krishna consciousness within their hearts and make the whole world Krishna conscious. By seeing this wonderful example of these devotees, this can inspire us and help us to get out of Maya, to get out of our selfishness, our laziness, our greed, our madness, our illusion, our envy, all these qualities that are polluting us right now. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Kai, Sarva Shastra Lavamatra, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. The association of devotees is so important that even by Lavamatra, 1/11th of a second, even by the association of the devotee of the Lord for 1/11th of a second, Sarva Siddhi Hoy, you can achieve all perfections. Even by even just by a brief meeting. It's like our devotee, Vijaya Prabhu. He got a book, he immediately moved into the temple and surrendered just by getting one book. You see, he just got a book, and he read it, and he immediately went and surrendered and gave his whole life to Prabhupada. And now there was also somebody was preaching to some lady in San Diego, and she got a book and she immediately surrendered. She's going to join an ashram now in Gainesville just by getting a book. Immediately surrendered. So that this knowledge has a very great power. This getting Papa's association, even by reading one paragraph. I know I sat down many years ago, about 1973, I sat down with a harmonium and a blanket and a bowl of Simply Wonderfuls, the University of Florida campus, and one student came, named Steve Silverman. He came and sat down with me, and he heard for a few minutes, and immediately surrendered. He dropped out of school. I helped him. He went to the administration department at the University of Florida. He officially dropped out of school. He moved into the temple, shaved up, put on a dhoti, all within one day. You see. So that there's a great power in this, in Krishna consciousness. These books, this knowledge, this Hare Krishna mantra, it has great power. Why? Because Krishna himself, the Supreme Lord, the source of all existence, is fully present in his name, in the deity form, even in the picture. You see. Prabhupada said Krishna is fully present in his picture. Just by having a picture of Krishna, you see, you put a poster up on your desk or something. I mean, Krishna is actually there. Let us speak of on the altar where he's being worshipped so nicely. So we have to learn how to associate with Krishna, how to bow down to Krishna, how to pray to Krishna, how to beg Krishna for his mercy. That please, my dear Lord, help me get out of Maya. I'm so lazy, I'm so crazy, I'm so offensive, I have so many bad qualities. I get angry, I get greedy, I get lusty, I have all this dirt going on in my heart. Please, Krishna, liberate me from all of this. Please, Krishna. We just be begging, 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 intensely begging Krishna. It's like Narottam, he's lamenting. He's feeling that he says, although I've come to this human form, my Lord, I spent my life uselessly. I did not care for Radha Krishna, so I swallowed poison knowingly. Just see his lament. Actually, he's a pure devotee, but he's presenting our position. He's lamenting. I'm knowingly drinking poison by not surrendering to Krishna. So that is our position. If we don't surrender ourselves fully to Krishna, absolute, total, complete surrender, right here, right now, that from now on, for this moment, from all of eternity, my only duty is to think about Krishna, to talk about Krishna, to serve Krishna, to always think, speak, and act in such a way that pleases him and pleases the spiritual master. I have no other business from now on for all of eternity except to do that. Everything else can be put aside. That's my only duty from now on. If we don't embrace that mood fully right now, that means we're knowingly drinking poison. If I gave you a glass of poison, would you like to drink it? Here's a glass of poison. But we're never doing it. That's our foolishness. We're still drinking such poison. We're drinking it. So, if there's any questions, I can, I don't know how you all structured this, but I'll be happy to try to answer some questions. Let's see, there's a chat window here. Let's see if there's any questions here. Sound is very, there's no questions. Anybody have any questions? See any, I don't use, Nabika Devi Dasi has raised her hand. So, how do I don't use Zoom very often. How do I deal with a raised hand?
Hare Krishna, dear Gurudev. Thank you for the wonderful class. I wanted to ask about the situation when we face problems, difficulties with the determination, for example. How do we deal with this? If there's some uncertainty going on and it becomes difficult to be determined.
One problem is we don't realize we're having a problem every minute. That's one problem. I'll be foolish me if I think everything's okay, and sometimes I have problems, I don't have problems. The biggest problem we have is we don't realize I'm having a problem every minute. See? That's the biggest problem we have. The fact that I'm not qualified to see Krishna directly face to face means I'm still covered by lust, anger, greed, imagination, illusion, and envy. Premanjana charita bhakti valochanena samtaksadaiva hridayeshi valokayanti yang shama shunjarama chintagana svarupam govindam adipurusham jamaham bhajami. Negotiate Govinda, the primeval Lord, who was Shama Sundar, Krishna himself, with inconceivable and innumerable attributes whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts, for the eye of devotion tinged with the salve of love. So our biggest problem is we're not seeing Krishna, you see? We're covered by lust, anger, greed, madness, illusion, and envy. That's our biggest problem. And we think sometimes I have problems, sometimes we don't have problems, but actually we have problems at every minute. And the problem is we're not fully Krishna conscious. So if you will focus on that problem, you see, the other problems will be solved very easily. Well, it's a lack of money or a lack of, we have so many problems. Well, I want to have a spouse or have a marital problem. So many, we may think so many problems, but because we're ignoring our actual problem, which is our lack of Krishna consciousness, then these other problems are a disturbance for us. But if you focus on the number one problem, which is the source of all problems, that I'm not a pure devotee of Krishna, I'm lacking pure bhakti right now. If you focus on that problem, the other problem is solved automatically, like a piece of cake. Just focus on your biggest problem, Bhikkhu Devi Dasi. You're not a pure devotee qualified to see Krishna face to face at every minute. That's your biggest problem, you see. That is your one problem, actually. When that problem is solved, everything other problem automatically takes care of itself, you see. When you water the root of the tree, all the leaves and branches are nourished. So you focus on that problem, getting out of Maya, thinking that you're the center of existence. You're not the center of existence. Krishna's center of existence. That's how you deal with all problems. Solve the basic problem, and then Krishna will give the intelligence to see how to solve all the problems. You just focus on that. Now we see Anarpita Kirpam. Anarpita Kirpam. You have a question? Anarpita Kirpam.
Hare Krishna, Danu, Pranam Maharaj. Thank you so much for enlightening lecture and helping us in Krishna consciousness. So I heard your lecture in Great Noida also. I belong to Great Noida. Many times you came here, Great Noida. So thank you so much, Maharaj. My question is that when we practice this Krishna consciousness, obviously determination is so much required there. We try to practice this determination also, but due to the mind, flickering mind and the senses, and I am the level of the these senses and mind. I am not above that, so I am suffering from this. I try to just overcome these things. I just practiced how to see by the Shastra Chakshu every time. But we practice for some time, and next time we fail. We practice some time, then next time we fail. It is going on and going on, and obviously it is some improvement is there, but how long this journey will go on? Thank you, Maharaj. This is my question. How can I will become rapidly on the level of Nishtha? What to practice so that my concentration, my focus will help me to determine to achieve my goal.
Well, but is Bhaktivinoda saying, birth after birth, give me, O Lord Chaitanya, causeless devotion to your feet divine. Kambe hambe bolo say dinam. When, oh, when will that day be mine? You should be so determined that even if it takes me birth after birth after birth in this material world, I will never give up my determination to become Krishna's devotee and to carry out the order to make this world Krishna conscious. I will never give this up. I don't care how many lifetimes, it may take me millions of births, that's okay, but I will never give my determination. Like that little sparrow, you see, that, always remember to take that sparrow as your Siksha Guru, you see. But she was very determined, I'm going to dry up this ocean. Impossible is a word in the Fool's Dictionary. You may think it's impossible to become a pure devotee, qualified to see Krishna face to face. It's impossible to become an empowered agent of Chaitanya for delivering the fallen souls of this world. But you have to be determined, I am going to achieve that. I don't care how many millions of lifetimes it takes me. I'm going to keep endeavoring day by day, moment by moment, to become Krishna's devotee and empowered agent of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
So some points. Suppose we practice that. Uh, that will help us to increase our determination. Like some tools are there.
You have to intelligently desire it. You have, if you don't desire determination, you'll never get it. You have to desire determination. My dear, just beg Krishna, my dear Krishna, please bless me. I can become absolutely, totally determined to become your pure devotee. You got to beg Krishna, please give me the determination, like a little sparrow, to dry up this ocean of material desires within my heart. Please, my dear Lord, bless me. I can be the little sparrow. What did Prabhupada say? God helps those who help themselves. You have to beat your mind with shoes. You rascal mind, get out of nonsense and become serious about pure devotional service now as your only business. What does Bhagavad say? Bhajahu re mana Srinana Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare, my dear mind. Please engage yourself in the devotional service of the divine son of Nanda Maharaj. You can try the soft approach, my dear mind, or you can take the heavy approach. You damn rascal mind, you get out of nonsense and become serious now about Krishna consciousness. You see? Take the soft approach, take the heavy approach, whatever works. Bring that in mind. Yato nishchalati manmasham salamashtaram tatastada niyanyata datmayagyadusham. From whatever and wherever the mind wanders, whether it's flickering on states of steady nature, we must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. You bring that mind back to Krishna. No matter how many times it goes away, okay, mind, come back, come back, come back. It's like training a dog, you know. Come back, mind. Get out of Maya, come back, come on, mind. It's like they train it out. Come on, boy, come on. You have to be like your mind. Your mind's like a dog, a wild dog. You gotta train your mind. Okay, mind, sit. It's like you train a dog. Okay, sit, roll over, and whatever. They train the dog. So we have to train our mind like we train a dog, you see. Your mind's like a wild dog. You gotta train that dog, you see. Okay, mind, your only business now is to be Krishna conscious. Do you understand, mind? You have no business at all 24/7, even in your sleep. You rascal, you have no business now except to be fully absorbed in thinking about, glorifying, meditating upon, and developing loving feelings for that Supreme Personality of God who is standing at the bank of the Keshi God, playing the fifth note on his flute in the full moon light of of the Sharat season. You understand?
Thank you so much, Maharaj. I need your blessing also for that, whatever knowledge you have given to me and all the devotees. So we can remain with this knowledge of the determination.
You take my order very seriously as your life and soul.
Thank you so much.
Anything else? We have a few minutes left. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everything is there. Krishna is fully manifest in his holy names. Radharani is there. Hare. Radha and Krishna are fully manifested. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This magic mantra will open the door to the spiritual world. Actually, the whole spiritual world is there right now within your heart. You can actually go to Goloka Vrindavan right now, immediately. The Hare Krishna mantra is a mystical mantra that will take you directly in the Krishna Loka, Goloka Vrindavan, right now within your heart. You chant it purely without any offense. It's as good as being back to home, back to Godhead immediately. You don't have to wait for death to go back to home, back to Godhead. You can go back to home, back to Godhead right now by dying deep, 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 with full attention and full devotion into the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Right now, we're just skimming the surface, you see. We're skimming the surface we're not diving deep. That's the problem. We're skimming the surface of the ocean, being bounced by the waves. On the ocean, the shore of the ocean, the waves, Saibagun, Tamagun, Rajagun, being bounced by the waves. You go deep within the ocean, it becomes very calm and peaceful. You see. We're on the surface of the ocean right now, you know, being bounced by the waves. Satvagun, Rajagun, Tamagun, bounce, 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 bounce. You have to go deep, 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 deep. And it becomes totally serene and peaceful. The depth of the ocean, you'll find Radha and Krishna, all the pastimes are there, Govardhan, all the pastimes are there. The depths of the ocean.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, may I ask one more question?
Okay.
Maharaj, what should be the best prayer for the person who is in between the process of the bhajan kriya and anarth nivritti? What should he pray so he can rapidly advance in Krishna consciousness?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. My dear Krishna, my dear Radharani, please now engage me fully in your pure devotional service. Please, please, please engage me fully in devotional service. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Anything else?
Thank you so much.
Anybody? Okay. Anyone have any objections? I've taken something that is bogus philosophy. I'd like to just point out my faults, but I've spoken some bogus philosophy. Any challengers who want to say, Prabhu, you have deviated from Siddhanta? Anything else? I got 10 minutes left.
Hare Krishna, dear Gurudev. I wanted to ask, in general, how much into detail should we go in our daily practice in Krishna consciousness? Or
Into detail, you said? Detail?
yes, yes.
Infinitely into the details. Infinitely. No, to go deep, unlimitedly into the details. How to make everything, every syllable of the mantra, Hare Krishna, from you addressing the deities, every little subtle aspect. How you're putting the earring on Srimati Radharani, how you're cleaning the sandalwood paste from the previous day's puja. Everything should be, you should become an absolute perfectionist in everything you do. When you're washing that pot, there shouldn't be even one spot left in the pot. See, right now we're so sloppy, we're so like Shudras, we're not expert. We really should become very, very expert. We should be very, very detail oriented. Everything should be absolutely perfect. Like Prabhupada was very detail oriented. We have to become unlimitedly detail oriented, actually, in everything we do. Okay? Anything else?
Hare Krishna, Gurudev. Just a very simple thing I wanted to ask. Which one is kind of your favorite bhajan or the prayers, since you really sing so sweetly?
Well, I really like I like that Kabe Habe Baba Sedi Namar, and that also the Bhajan Mainaratam, Hare Hare Bipale. I like it in English because I don't know the I'm not.
Could you please sing it a little bit, 2 lines, Maharaj?
Yeah, I can sing that song. See, I've come to this human form, my Lord. I've spent my life uselessly. I did not care for Radha and Krishna, so I swallow poison knowingly. Hare Krishna mantra comes straight from Krishna Loka, but with chanting I have no connection. Day and night I'm burning in this dark world without work to make the correction. Lord
Wow.
Krishna comes as Sachi's son, Balaram descends as Nitai. By chanting the wretched have all been saved, including Jagai and Madai. O my Lord, O son of King Nanda, together with Vrishabhanu's daughter, I've got no shelter but Radha and Krishna. Humbly praise Narottam Das Thakur.
Wow.
See, I love singing that song in English because I understand.
Beautiful. Thank
It's
you
a-
so much. Thank you so much.
Great song. Narottam and Bhaktivinoda are amazing. Actually, their songs are absolutely amazing. We should make them very popular in the world, actually.
Yes.
Narottam and Bhaktivinoda.
Yes, yes,
Very,
Maharaj.
very
Beautiful.
powerful.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Anything else? We're getting a little bit early. We only got 6 minutes left and 10 o'clock at night here in Austin. Anything else? So we'll just wrap it up again. We'll look at that verse again. Sanishchayena yoktavyo yoga nirvinna chetasa sankalpa prabhavan kamangs chakvasaravan nasheshataha manasavindriya gramam vinayamya samantataha. One should engage oneself in the practice of yoga, determination and faith, and not be deviated from the path. One should abandon without exception all material desires born of mental speculation and thus control all the senses on all the sides by the mind. So the mind is meant to be the controller of the senses. Instead of having a wild mind that runs here, runs there, like a dog or a monkey jumping from branch to branch, the mind is meant to bring, as an instrument to bring all the senses under control. So,
Hare Krishna.
Nothing else, we can stop here.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I have one question. Can I ask Maharaj?
Okay, this will be the last one now.
Maharaj, like I have want to know what should be the mood of our chanting. Actually, we know that chanting is the ultimate goal, and it is
begging for pure devotional service. Very simple thing.
and
Please
yes,
bless me, I can be the pure devotee. Please, Krishna, bless me, I can be your pure devotee. Yes.
and during the chanting, we know that do we have to think about the offenses and all those stuffs, or just we need to chant, leave out everything, or just we should have to
Just
think
fully
of Krishna?
absorb yourself in hearing and chanting the name in that mood of begging for pure devotional service. That'll immediately get rid of all the offenses.
All the anarthas and all the impossible things, right, Maharaj?
All
Yes.
of the things will go away if you just fully absorb yourself in hearing and chanting in the mood of begging for pure devotional service. Okay?
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you very much. Wonderful, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Okay, we thank everybody for tuning in. Please give me a link, the master of this show. Please email me a link so I can share it with all the readers on my e-course. Those who'd like to get more of my humble teachings, you just go to joincourse.com. We got 27,000 people signed up right now. You go to www.joincourse, joincourse.com, and you get something every day in the email from me. Thought for the day you'll get every day. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
Hare Krishna. Wow.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Thank you so
Srila
much.
Gurudev, for this wonderful class again. I
Thank you
thank
so much,
for
Maharaj.
the
Thank you.
whole
Hare Krishna,
VIHE.
Krishna Maharaj.
And I announce at the same time that the next session on the same topic, determination, will be next Friday morning at the same time. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Maharaj.
Hare
Wonderful
Krishna.
session. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.